Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today here on my channel, I'm actually going to be sharing a couple of in-depth skincare reviews. They will be two separate videos, but I am getting back into sharing these single in-depth skincare review style videos. I used to do these a long time ago here on my channel, but kind of stopped doing them several years ago when a lot of estheticians and when a lot of dermatologists came onto the YouTube platform, which, by the way, let me just say, I think that is one of the best things that has happened to the whole skincare community here on YouTube. The amount of knowledge, the amount of experience, and just, breadth of different types of products that a lot of these newer content creators have brought onto the platform has been really enlightening for me. I have learned so much, but it did definitely intimidate me a little bit to continue to share just my everyday consumer experience with skincare products that I'm testing out for myself. But I've really missed doing this type of content, so I've decided to get back into it. So yeah, I'm gonna be sharing these videos again, and since I personally like watching dedicated reviews for specific products, this is the format that I'm gonna go with again. So hopefully you guys are excited. In today's videos, we're gonna be talking about two separate COSRX products. Obviously in this first video here, we're gonna be discussing the COSRX The Niacinamide 15 Serum. A little bit later on today, you're gonna see my review of their peptide serum as well. COSRX is a skincare brand that I have loved now for a number of years. In fact, their snail mucin is something that I have repurchased probably more than a handful of times. In fact, it's probably been at least 8, 9, 10 times that I have repurchased the snail mucin. Such a fantastic product. And I was really excited when they released this particular line. The products are a little bit more maybe focused even in this line. And I've just seen really great results. So COSRX also, for me, I view it as a pretty affordable skincare line. This is a Korean skincare line. I happen to love Korean skincare. In fact, either later on this week or at some point next week, I'm not sure when I'll put it up, I have a Korean skincare haul. So yeah, I looked back at my purchase history at Ulta, which is where I typically get a lot of COSRX products, and it turns out that I purchased this and that peptide serum and actually a couple of other COSRX products back during the very first week of November 2024. So typically when I purchase new skincare products, I incorporate them into my routine pretty much right away. If I'm using something that has very similar ingredients or products that have maybe kind of a similar purpose, I will take those products out of the routine and then replace them with the new one so that I can test the new product and see how that does with my skin. It's not the best way to really do it, honestly. I have a lot of skincare that is either halfway finished or 2/3 of the way finished, and it's just because I'll get something new and push the other stuff to the back. But I do circle around to those products, just so you guys are aware. I always circle back. I firmly believe in finishing skincare products, but it is fun to try new stuff. So this particular serum I have now used since the first week of November, and we are just about into March. So let's say 3.5, almost 4 months. And this is kind of a special product for me because I am a huge fan of niacinamide. If you are newer to my channel, my particular skin type is very oily. I have enlarged pores. I will say there's a little caveat to the oiliness situation right now. I recently went on hormone replacement therapy, and I do feel like the oil is leveling out a little bit, but I would still say that I have a probably more maybe combo-like skin at this point. But definitely have dealt with a lot of oil over the years, and that is definitely very frustrating. So blackheads were a big thing for me, sebaceous filaments. Those things are a little bit more under control now, and I'm just kind of in the maintenance stage of that. And one of the ingredients that really changed my skin in terms of the look of my pores was niacinamide. I started with the Paula's Choice 10% niacinamide. I definitely saw some good results from that. but when Paula's Choice released their 20% niacinamide, I immediately purchased it. And you guys, that particular level of niacinamide in that formulation, that was what my skin needed to really get the pores on my nose, my cheeks, my forehead, and my chin to really shrink in size and just look significantly more refined, smaller, just better looking pores all around. So niacinamide is a big ingredient for me, and for years I purchased the 20% niacinamide from Paula's Choice. You frequently saw it in skincare hauls. I loved it. But it is expensive, right? That one is more around the $50 price point, whereas this one, which by the way, there is 0.67 fluid ounces in here. I want to say that the Paula's Choice is somewhere around an ounce, maybe even less than an ounce. Could be roughly about the same amount, to be totally honest. I don't exactly remember. But this retails for $25. So roughly about, I would say, half the price. Plus, COSRX is considered a drugstore product by Ulta, and so it's on the drugstore site. You can use those $3.50 or $5 off coupons, and whenever they give, you know, a generic 20% off, you can apply that to this. Also, it's often, COSRX is often a part of the different, you know, skincare events that are happening. You can get these products for way less than full price. So I'll have it linked down below. If you want to read up more about the product yourself or maybe read other people's reviews, I highly encourage you to do that. I'll probably just link it at Ulta and maybe at like Amazon or something. But let's go ahead and I'm going to read you guys the claims about this product. We'll talk a little bit about those key ingredients. I'll tell you what I have noticed in my skin as compared to the Paula's Choice 20%, which was my holy grail. Notice I said was, because I really think I found a replacement here. This has been doing incredibly well with my skin, and I never thought I'd be able to get away from the 20% niacinamide. I will tell you right now, there are some people who have a much more delicate, sensitive skin. Even this 15% might be way too high of a percentage for you if you have easily irritated skin. For me, listen, it's like rhino hide on my face. I can put anything on here and it's perfectly fine. All right, so the niacinamide 15 serum with acetylglucosamine and zinc PCA from COSRX is a highly concentrated serum that combines the maximum concentration of niacinamide with optimal ratios of synergistic ingredients for total acne control. So they specifically kind of market this for acne control, but I would say acne for sure, but it's really the enlarged pores that I think I have had the most success with here when it comes to niacinamide especially. So the key ingredients that you're getting in here is obviously that 15% niacinamide. This helps to control your sebum production, so it actually helps to control oil. It helps reduce the scarring left behind by acne. It just really kind of helps to not only soothe the skin during and after breakouts, but it really helps to refine those pores. So this is a skincare ingredient that you definitely want to be using on a daily basis. There is N-acetylglucosamine in here, and this works to, it actually works in synergy with the niacinamide to help to fade that hyperpigmentation from breakouts. There's zinc PCA in here. This inhibits inflammation and promotes the recovery of damaged skin. Again, I don't really have damaged skin. It's just keeping these pores in check. And then allantoin promotes the collagen synthesis to facilitate skin regeneration. So we've got some really great ingredients in here. It's actually not a super long ingredient list, so the product has a wonderful feel to it. If you have never seen it, this bottle is glass, by the way. It has a really nice dropper. I will essentially use I use about half a dropper full. Like, this is about the amount that I would squeeze out into the palm of my hand. I then take just my fingers, dip it into the palm of my hand, and then I press the serum directly into my enlarged pore areas, which for me, obviously, it's most of my face. So I press that into my forehead. On my forehead, I do occasionally deal with melasma. I don't really find that this particular niacinamide nor the Paula's Choice really did much for me in the way of taming that melasma. So I have some other ingredients that I will be discussing. Actually, one from COSRX from this same purchase that I made here. But we'll talk about that particular product next week. But yeah, I just press it into the skin. It has a little bit of the feel of this one is a little different from the Paula's Choice in that when you first feel it, it feels almost maybe a little tiny bit oily. Not like a really heavy oil like a marula or not even, marula is pretty light, like an argan oil, right? Like it doesn't feel like that. It feels maybe like a squalane oil, very thin, but a little oily. So the texture at first might be a little off-putting, but just press that into the skin. Pay close attention around your nose, really work that in. As that absorbs, you know, obviously you can go in with other skincare items that would coordinate with this. I make this a part of my morning skincare routine. So every single morning, this is a part of the routine. It gets pressed into the skin. Usually if there's any leftover, I will use it on my neck. But for the most part, niacinamide is one of those ingredients that I focus exclusively on my face. And you guys, this has been a fantastic way to maintain all of the progress that the Paula's Choice 20% niacinamide has made for me. Whenever I would go back and use the 10% niacinamide, I would almost feel like my skin would regress a little bit. And the reason that I would go back to the 10% is because I bought a lot of the 10% when it was first released. I just got so excited about something actually making a difference in my pores that I kind of went ham. So I've still been trying to use those 10% niacinamide serums that I purchased from Paula's Choice, but I could tell that the 10% wasn't doing it for me. It was kind of struggling to actually maintain the progress that I've made. I feel like I have found the happy medium with the 15%. It's less expensive than the 20. It has maintained all of the progress that I made with the 20%, and this is half the price. So as long as this maintains the way that my pores look right now, I'm gonna keep buying this. So I can't even believe I'm saying that because Paula's Choice is one of those skincare brands that I absolutely adore. But listen, if I can save some money, I will. I mean, that's most normal people would do that, right? Not to say that I will never ever go back to the Paula's Choice 20%. In fact, if this for whatever reason stops working for me at any point, I would definitely let you guys know and you'd see me back to using the 20%. So anyway, for what it's worth, this is fabulous. And if you found that the 10% wasn't really doing anything for you, I would encourage you to bump up the concentration of niacinamide, but really think about your skin first, right? Like, does your skin react to niacinamide? Do you tend to get a little bit flushed? Is it irritating to your skin? If so, you need to stick with the lower concentrations. And, you know, just be realistic about needing to use this for a good chunk of time before you really start seeing those permanent changes. But you guys, if my pores can look this good, anyone can do it. Trust me, these things were enormous. They were so big. And I still have enlarged pores. Look, like my skin is not flawless by any stretch of the imagination, but that orange peel texture is so much reduced. And it really, the key ingredient that I credit for that orange peel reduction is niacinamide. So try it if you haven't. I hope that this was helpful. I'll have it linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions. A little bit later on this evening, you'll see the review of the peptide booster. So if you've been curious about that, you'll see that a little bit later on today. So again, subscribe if you're new, give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.